So Sini calligraphy derives its meaning from its symbolic qualities, being closely related to scripture, or in Chinese terms, 𝗃. Trying to further understand this and its symbolic weight, we turn to people's underlying assumptions about what these signs mean to them in their lives, what these calligraphic artifacts mean to them, and what purported consequences they might bring. Ultimately, this stems from a metalinguistic connection to Perso-Arabic script, or semiotic ideologies, if you take it from 𝗱𝗃𝗃, the anthropologist. For some, it's based on its hermeneutic quality, that is to say, their ability to read the script. For many others, it's based on its emblematic quality, that is to say, they attach visual significance to it. And you find with many non-Arab Muslims, they attach significance to the visualization or the emblematic quality of Perso-Arabic script. Thus, Arabic as 𝗃, even when sinicized, operates as a valorized indexical for sacredness. The term 𝗃 also becomes a semiotic device and attaches itself onto other words, like 𝗃名, scripture name. The name comes from the scripture, and it's a kind of attaching it to the heritage. It's a heritage literacy activity, which I'll come to later, actually. More practically, respondents revealed semiotic ideologies in various forms. Mei Li says that she thought everything was 𝗃zhen when she was in Xinjiang, because everything had Arabic on it. Then she went to the toilets of the restaurant and said, well, that's got Arabic writing on. Then she realized it's not Arabic, it's Uyghur, it's the Uyghur language, which is in Perso-Arabic script. And then she realized she can't tell the difference. Slightly embarrassing, but actually this is very common for people who don't engage with heritage literacy outside of heritage spheres. Those who do, like Lei, says that my friend didn't like the fact that I had an Arabic language textbook and I was throwing it around the room, putting it on the floor, and his friend said, don't do that, that's 𝗃, that's the scripture. He said, no, it's not 𝗃. I wouldn't treat 𝗃 that way. This is just an Arabic language textbook. So the symbolic weight of 𝗃 also applies to how people deal with calligraphy. So we ask people, where do you put the calligraphy? Why do you put it there? Just a simple question, but we got some very interesting answers. We asked people to take pictures of the artifacts in the house and where they're placed. And some of them say that they serve to differentiate. We put this here because we show that this is a Muslim house. On the outside, if you can still do that, but on the inside, definitely, in the main room of the house, that we are Hui, and this is a Sino-Muslim house. Others would say that it's advertised proof that we're from a Chinese Muslim family. And then Mike from Gansu says that we put them in the rooms when our grandfather had a period of difficulty. So to serve to protect, to serve to differentiate, to serve to remind, to serve to protect. Semiotic ideologies associated with Sini calligraphy as emblematic sort of artifact change with time and, of course, person's own knowledge. By the way, we use pseudonyms for the participants, but we use pseudonyms that reflect their semiotic ideology about their own self-naming. So if they call themselves with a regular Han Chinese name, we give them a regular Han Chinese pseudonym. If they call themselves by a Western name, we call them by an Anglo name, that is to say, we call them by an Anglo name, like Mike. And if they use an Arabic name to refer to themselves, like Musa or something, well, then we call them by a similar pseudonym. So we wanted to represent their semiotic ideology even in their self-naming as we report on their research, through this research. How people feel about Arabic words also links closely to the decisions that they make about which words to use in different religious activities and with whom they will use them. In these cases, semiotic ideologies are not so Arabic-oriented. For participants who have networks outside of China, the localized, that is to say sinicized, and in sometimes Persian origin, names of everyday forms of worship are preferred. These have given way, to more popular Arabized terms used with everyday interactions with foreigners. He Chen, who's originally from Qinghai and then moved to Beijing and then to the US, says that he used to use his own Persianized Qinghai dialect words to describe prayers. And then when he went to Beijing, he used some more Arabic terms. And he's recently taken a decision to use the more sort of local terms. And the names for prayers actually sound different. Sham is evening, or the sunset prayer, which has just gone. And Sham in Arabic means the Levant. It's quite confusing. If you're praying Sham, and they think that you're praying to the Levant or something. Jinbao's account is interesting. He says that when talking about prayer, we use the Mandarin word li bai rather than namaz, which is the local Persian origin dialect word. For wudu, that is to say the water cleansing before prayer, he would use the Mandarin term xiaojing, or sometimes he would use the Mandarin, the Ningxia dialect word bu dai zi. Forgive me if I mispronounce things, which is from the Persian abdest, meaning wudu. But once with a foreign Muslim friend he just met, they didn't understand any of those words. So he used what I would describe as the idiom of gesture. And he decided to show what those things were, to wash his face and hands. And that's really important. The bodily performance becomes the sacred idiom upon which their semiotic ideologies converge. And of course, in the semiotics of Muslimness, or indeed the semiotics of any religion, the idiom of gesture is very, very important. It is sometimes it is sometimes the most powerful form of communication or semiosis.